Colin tells you why LeBron has never been less committed to basketball. The herd starts right now.
Undisputed.
Here we go on a Friday. Good to see you. This live in Los Angeles is The Herd. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. Joy Taylor is joining me on a Friday. It is absolutely great to be here. A full week of shows. Oh, wait, I missed Wednesday. I had to fly to Seattle. I got 4 in this week.
Sometimes you come to work.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joy. It's funny about relationships. Like, some things that sound good on paper don't work. You would think if you said, these two people, they're really professionally interested. They're both, they're shooting for the stars. They're career-driven. They're a power couple. You know what gets divorced a lot in Los Angeles? Power couples. You're workaholics. You work 80 hours a week, each of you. You're 2 ships passing in the night. It sounds great on paper. She's an attorney. He's a surgeon. They're stars. They never see each other and disconnect. Generally, somebody, the brilliant attorney, the great doctor, needs somebody that provides something they can't. I, myself, tend to be a little intense. My wife is more social. The yin, the yang, it works. It's perfect, right? Doc and LeBron James sounds good on paper. Doc has won a title. He's smart. LeBron's won several. He's smart. They're both kind of legends in their little genre, the player, the coach. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. LeBron's too rich, too powerful, and too accomplished. He doesn't need anything in that relationship. Well, Colin, Doc worked with Kevin Garnett. He worked with Paul Pierce. He worked with Chris Paul. He worked with Blake Griffin. He worked with Ray Allen. They didn't have titles. They needed Doc to get a ring. LeBron's got his. Michael at the end had his. Kobe at the end had his. Kobe was hard to deal with at the end. LeBron, Kobe, MJ. It wasn't an even relationship. They didn't need. They had everything. And relationships work when both people need something from it beyond just love. You need to be more social. She provides it. She wants more stability in her life. Maybe he provides it. This is what happens to superstars who have multiple titles or titles late in their career. Brett Favre, Big Ben, Kobe. They become really hard to coach. Big Ben's now hard to coach. He's got his money. He's got his legacy. He's got his Super Bowls, got his rings, got his fame. What does he need? In fact, I would say it's often very hard to coach even superstars who are iconic without titles. Dan Marino and Charles Barkley. They didn't have the rings, but they had the money, and they had the fame, and they had the looks and the personality. They couldn't go anywhere in public. They didn't have the rings, but ask Jimmy Johnson. Dan Marino was no day at the beach late in his career. And I like Charles Barkley. Never the easiest guy to coach late. The aging champion superstar, wealth, titles, rings, what does he need from the relationship? He's got it all. He had a poster on his wall as a kid, did LeBron. He's often surpassed all of those posters. Some would even say Michael Jordan. This sounds great on paper, right? It sounds great. But I don't even think Doc needs LeBron. I think Doc wouldn't fit because Doc's got his money, and Doc's got his ring, and Doc's got his fame. Doc's a big deal in Los Angeles. He golfs and dines with stars. What does he need from LeBron? Neither of these guys needs the other to validate in any way each other. It's hard enough when only one needs the other. When neither needs the other, that's why the Luke Walton LeBron is seen as a disaster, but it actually has some value. I mean, Luke could gain a lot from making it work. An extension, help his legacy. But too often, stuff that sounds good on paper is really not good on paper. And whenever I see the big divorces in Los Angeles, it's so often the power couple. The ones that work. Go look up Paul Newman, Tom Hanks. Somebody takes a little more of a professional front seat. Somebody maybe takes more of the family, the social, the supportive side seat, and it works. Sometimes the woman's in control, sometimes the dude. But Doc and LeBron, to me, is a paper relationship that would be a disaster. Zion Williamson is more interesting than any team in this tournament. He's going to play twice this weekend. Later tonight, he's the Duke superstar who will go number one in the draft. I think he'll be a great pro. Duke has, by the way, 4 NBA players. Most of the good teams have 1. We crushed John Calipari for not winning a title when he had that great team years ago. Mike Krzyzewski should win this title. But Zion's going to play twice this weekend. And, there's a reputation among Duke players. They don't really work in the NBA. They're kind of soft. They're kind of insulated. There's currently 25 Duke players in the NBA. Only 4 average more than 15 points. Only one's really elite, Kyrie Irving. Because Duke somewhat insulates you. The best coach, maybe the best staff, the best home court advantage, the best conference, the best teammates, the best swag, one of the great atmospheres, the best program, an unbelievable support system. And from there, as a lottery pick, you go to the Atlanta Hawks or the Orlando Magic or potentially the New York Knicks. Duke players have a very spotty NBA record. And the word on the street is always a little soft. I mean, Duke's in a bubble. Duke is a college basketball bubble. You play with the best players. You have the best home court advantage. You have the best coach. Many would argue you have the best staff. You have the best support system. It is so well run at Duke. And then you go from that insulated, perfect college basketball bubble to the NBA, and you go to a clown show. You go to Cleveland, where LeBron's from there and left it twice. The Knicks, worst owner in sports. There's only 4 Dukies in the NBA averaging over 15, 1 over 20, and it's the best college basketball program on the face of the earth. Now, I love Zion as a talent. I would pick him number 1. I think people are picking him apart. I think he's got the right game and the right character. But warning, when you watch Zion Williamson, he is now comfortable, well coached, well supported, perfect teammates, playing in the best offensive system in the sport. He's now going to go to potentially an awful owner, a terrible roster, a coach about to be fired, and oh, by the way, he will be seen as a savior in those cities. Well, Zion's got a bum knee? Come on, get out there. We're playing Memphis tonight. Duke players play in an insulated bubble. That's why for years and years they go